What's up, foodies? Today we are making the ultimate homestyle beef pie with a homemade tender pie crust. Ground beef, a mix of hearty veggies, a rich gravy, and a buttery crust that melts in your mouth. Yep, I can definitely get on board with that. So if you're all about the comfort food flavors and love a homemade meal, stick around. This video is sponsored by Community Natural Foods. It's a 45-year-old Alberta company that is dedicated to the cleanest, best tasting fresh products. Many of their products come from farm direct relationships and are organic. Who doesn't love organic? They've provided me with some amazing ground beef ancestral blend from Gemstone. Gemstone's goal is to produce a high quality grass finished beef that is tender, nutrient dense, well marbled, and most importantly, flavorful. Let's get into it. First, let's start with the filling. Heat up some oil in a big skillet. Toss in 1 chopped onion and 1 sliced leek. Then cook until they're nice and soft. Then add in 3 cloves of crushed garlic and cook for about 2 more minutes. Now toss in 1 pound of the ground beef and let it brown. Then sprinkle in 1 tablespoon of thyme and 1 tablespoon of rosemary. Then add in 1 cup each of diced carrots and potatoes and give it a good mix. Then add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste and give it a good stir. Doing this is going to help remove any raw taste from tomato paste. Now pour in 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, W sauce I like to call it, and then sprinkle in 2 tablespoons of flour and let it cook for a couple minutes just to cook the flour a bit. Slowly add in 4 cups of beef broth, stirring well until it thickens up. Then cover it up and let it simmer for about 25 minutes or until the carrots and potatoes are fork tender. Now during the last 10 minutes, take the lid off and let some of the liquid evaporate and let it thicken up. You want it thick enough so when you run a spoon through it, it leaves the line that doesn't fill back in quickly. Now season to taste with some salt and pepper and toss in some fresh chopped parsley and let it cool. It's very important we let it cool. It's going to make it easier when we put the pie together. Now while that's cooling, let's make our pie crust. Mix the salt into the water and set it aside. Now dump your flour into a bowl and grate some cold butter right into it. Then rub it together with your hands until it looks like a coarse cornmeal. Now when making your pie crust, you want to make sure the butter is super cold. Pop it into the freezer for a bit before grating it into the flour. Cold butter equals flakier crust. Add in the salted water and mix gently until combined. Just a heads up, the amount of water needed for the crust can vary. Adjust the water as needed. You might need a little bit more, you might need a little bit less. It all depends on how your flour absorbs the water, as all flours are different. Mix the pie crust ingredients until they just come together. Don't overwork the dough. Overworking the dough can make it tough, and we want a light, flaky dough. So make sure you're gentle and don't overwork it. Now that your dough has come together, split the dough in half and make each half into a ball, then wrap in plastic and toss in the fridge for at least an hour or up to 3 days. Now let's put our pie together. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. Pour your cooled beef mixture into a 9-inch pie pan. Roll out one of your dough balls into a pie crust a bit larger than the pie pan. Drape it over the filling and fold the extra dough over the edges, then shape it to fold a crust. Make a few slits on top for ventilation. Brush the whole thing with an egg wash to give it a nice golden color, then throw into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes or until the crust is golden brown. Take it out, lay it on the counter, and let it cool for 30 minutes before you dive in. This is going to be super hot and you don't want to burn your tongue. Scoop it up and then throw some extra parsley on top if you're feeling fancy. And enjoy. There you have it, my homemade beef pie with a flaky tender crust. Feel free to play around with the flavors, add a pinch of your favorite herbs or even a bit of grated cheese to the crust for an extra layer of goodness. If you want the full detailed recipe and all the nitty gritty, it's in the description below. I've included all the ingredients and step-by-step instructions to make your cooking experience a breeze. If you try this recipe, snap a pic, tag me on social media. I'd love to see your creations. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and also hit that bell icon so you stay updated with our latest videos. And until next time, FOOD-DEE out.